Welcome to Janko TV. Today, we're going to explore the most emotionally charged war movies of all time. War is a complex and devastating human experience, and it is often portrayed in movies that leave us feeling overwhelmed, drained, and emotional. These 10 films, in particular, have left an indelible mark on viewers, earning them a place on our list of the most emotionally charged war movies ever made. From the pain of loss to the triumph of the human spirit, each of these films explores the complexities of war and the human experience in a unique and unforgettable way. So, grab some tissues and settle in as we explore the 10 best war movies with the most emotional endings. Number 1. Saving Private Ryan, 1998. Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan has become an iconic film about World War II, and its depiction of the Normandy landings remains one of the most realistic and intense battle scenes ever filmed. However, it is the movie's emotional ending that cemented it in cinematic history. After a harrowing journey to locate and save Private James Ryan, Captain John Miller, Tom Hanks, and his squad of soldiers are ambushed and killed by German soldiers. As Miller lays dying, he tells Ryan to earn this and make his life matter. The film then jumps ahead to an elderly Ryan standing at Miller's grave, struggling with the weight of the sacrifice made for him. Number 2. Schindler's List, 1993. Schindler's List is another Steven Spielberg masterpiece that explores the Holocaust and the horrors of Nazi Germany. The film follows Oskar Schindler, a German businessman who saved the lives of more than 1,000 Jewish refugees by employing them in his factories. In the final scene, film's final scene realizes that he could have saved even more lives if he had sold his possessions and done more to help. He breaks down in tears, lamenting his failure to save more people. The film then transitions to a modern-day shot of the real-life survivors and their descendants placing stones on Schindler's grave, honoring him for his heroism. Number 3. The Thin Red Line, 1998. Terrence Malick's The Thin Red Line is a visually stunning and emotionally complex film that explores the psychological toll of war on soldiers. The film follows a group of soldiers during the Battle of Guadalcanal in World War II, but it is not a traditional war film. Instead, it explores the inner thoughts and emotions of the soldiers who struggle with the brutality and inhumanity of war. In the final scene, Private Wit, Jim Caviezel, is seen swimming away from the island, surrounded by the beauty of nature. He reflects on the fleeting nature of life and the beauty in the world, even amid war and death. Number 4. Platoon, 1986. Oliver Stone's Platoon is a raw and intense portrayal of the Vietnam War, based on his own experiences as a soldier. The film follows Chris Taylor, Charlie Sheen, as he navigates the horrors of combat and the conflicting ideologies of his fellow soldiers. In the final scene of the film, Taylor is rescued by a helicopter, leaving behind the chaos and destruction of the war. As he leaves, he reflects on the futility of the conflict and the sacrifices made by those who fought in it. Number 5. Apocalypse Now, 1979. Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now is a surreal and intense depiction of the Vietnam War that explores the darkness and madness that can arise from war. The film follows Captain Willard, Martin Sheen, as he journeys up the Nung River to find and assassinate the rogue Colonel Kurtz, Marlon Brando. In the final scene of the film, Willard confronts Kurtz and ultimately decides to kill him. As Kurtz dies, Willard realizes the extent of the horror and destruction that war can cause, and the film ends with him floating down the river, lost in thought and contemplation. Number 6. Glory, 1989. Glory is a powerful and emotional film about the 1st All-Black Regiment to fight in the American Civil War. The film follows Colonel Robert Gould Shaw, Matthew Broderick, as he leads his men into battle, facing discrimination and prejudice from his own army. In the film's emotional final scene, the regiment bravely charges Confederate troops, with many of the soldiers dying in the process. As the survivors walk off the battlefield, their faces are filled with a mix of grief and pride, knowing that they have made history and fought for a cause they believe in. Number 7. Black Hawk Down, 2001. Black Hawk Down is a gritty and intense portrayal of the Battle of Mogadishu, where American soldiers fought against Somali militia forces in 1993. The film depicts the chaos and brutality of modern warfare as soldiers fight to survive in a hostile and unfamiliar environment. In the film's final scene, the soldiers mourn the loss of their comrades and reflect on the sacrifices made by those who fought and died in the battle. Number 8. Hacksaw Ridge, 2016. Hacksaw Ridge is a true story about Desmond Doss, Andrew Garfield, a conscientious objector who served as a medic during the Battle of Okinawa in World War II. Despite facing discrimination and ridicule from his fellow soldiers, Doss courageously saved the lives of countless men, earning him the Medal of Honor. In the film's emotional final scene, Doss stands triumphantly on the ridge, surrounded by the wounded and dying soldiers he has saved, as the American flag waves behind him. Number 9. Letters from Iwo Jima, 2006. Letters from Iwo Jima is a unique film that tells the story of the Battle of Iwo Jima from the perspective of Japanese soldiers. The film explores the humanity and complexity of war, showing the soldiers as individuals with families, dreams, and fears. In the film's emotional final scene, the soldiers face certain death as the Americans close in on their position. The soldiers write letters home, expressing their love and regret for the lives they have lost and the ones they will never see again. Number 10. The Hurt Locker, 2008. The Hurt Locker is a tense and emotional film about a bomb disposal unit in Iraq. The film explores the psychological toll of war on soldiers, particularly those who are tasked with defusing bombs in the midst of danger and chaos. In the film's final scene, Sergeant William James, Jeremy Renner, returns home to his family, struggling to readjust to civilian life after experiencing the trauma of war. And that concludes our list of the 10 best war movies with the most emotional endings. We hope you enjoyed our selection and were able to experience the depth and complexity of war through these powerful films. If you have any favorite war movies that you think we missed, please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thanks for watching!